We brought in two ex-couples and asked them questions about their broken up relationships while drinking.
Ja, zoinked man.
And let me tell you, things got juicy,
Can I show my booty on camera after?
heated,
You said you don't like me.
and downright awkward.
You're the one who broke my heart, man. What do you mean?
Watch till the end for a surprise.
You need that extra confidence boost.
Cheers.
That is horrible. Sheesh, that went down smooth. Huh?
How long were you together before you broke up?
A year and 3 months.
A year, I think.
Mathematics isn't her forte. 11 months.
Something like that.
Obviously, we took our break of a few weeks, but we have the same friends group, so whether we liked it or not, we had to hang out.
Guy was one of the people helping me with social media for Love Island.
What was it like seeing Ed on Love Island? I was okay with it.
One of your fears, I remember you had told me that I'm gonna watch Love Island and my song is gonna play and you're gonna be kissing and
God, they never played any of them.
Were you reading people's comments about him?
I was. Because I know Ed and I know how he is. They were pissing me off.
What's it like seeing Gaia so present on social media?
He doesn't see any of my stuff.
Because I had muted Gaia when Gaia on social media, I'm going to be honest, there's always something that we kind of clashed on in our relationship.
was.
In retrospect as well, like it's what she does, you know. Wait a sec.
You don't need to drink.
No, I need to drink for this.
Do you think any of her songs are about you? Like whenever she...
I know that one of them is.
It's a bad one.
What is the bad one? What did I do to you? You're the one who broke my heart? What do you mean?
Who was the most hard-headed?
Jen.
You didn't even need to count that. 2, 1.
Both of us. There's a particular boat trip that comes to mind.
Oh my God.
That was the worst.
If I have a goal, I know how I'm going to get there. So like, if something interferes my plan, and usually it would be Miguel who interferes or gets in the way.
We just spent a week like and we were just at each
very
other's
bad-
throats. I don't know why.
I know why.
Why?
Because someone messaged me and you were like, you speak to them, you reply to them.
But there was more. There was more. It wasn't just that.
It all came like together and then it exploded
Then it exploded. I had just come back from Milan. I hadn't seen her in a long time because I was living abroad.
It was a bit of a like long distance.
It was
relationship.
You say like, oh, your advice can be a bit emotional, and I'm looking for something a little bit more.
Logical.
Exactly.
Yes. I'd ask you for advice, for example, and you'd be like, don't worry, it's all gonna be okay and stuff.
hold on.
But I would want a solution, you know?
Who was the most romantic?
Edward. Definitely, sorry, I'm not even a countdown. He used to send me flowers every week.
I was going to send you. You remember that 200 rose bouquet or something like
If
that?
he did, I would have broken up with him.
It was like
What a waste of money.
like 1,500 euro, like this big, like.
And there was a trip instead.
We never went on the trip, guys. It was a very expensive trip that I did not get the money back for.
The Valentine's Day was really good.
Valentine's was good. I think gifts.
Although it
in
was a
general-
bit, I was like, oh my God, to my work. I just remember like going into the office with like pastries and flowers. And my colleagues were like, oh my God, what's that? And I'm like,
No, but you liked it. You liked it. I know you liked
a
it.
little bit, of course, yes.
It's like now that we broke up, she's changed her mind. It's
And
like,
there was Paris and London as well. You want to say why we didn't go to Paris and London?
Because I broke up with you. No, but let me tell you why. Every time we used to argue about something, he'd be like, maybe we just need to go somewhere. And it doesn't fix anything.
Who was the most messy?
Edward.
Me.
Still is.
For sure. Like
He'll
at a
cook,
point,
but he'll just leave it there.
it got so bad that I would actually buy paper, like plates and forks and everything, and I would
Throw it
eat.
away.
So I throw them away, you kind of thing. And I was like, it's bad for the environment, guys, so don't do that.
I'm messy, but I'll fold something and like put it there in a corner and just kick it under the bed.
You actually hired someone to clean your wardrobe.
Yes, and
You
what did you
paid
do?
someone.
What did you do?
I
You
asked-
hired me to clean your wardrobe.
After we broke up.
up.
Zoinked, man.
Who was the most understanding?
Big.
Easy. I I would say that both of us were understanding. The fact that it made it to a year, honestly, is
And
quite...
I feel like that's one of the reasons why we're still friends.
She'd get really riled up in her position and her stance, and I would be more like, let me try and see from that perspective a bit.
So, the thing is, when we have an argument, I need a few hours to process it. I need my space because I'm a very heat of the moment person.
Yeah.
Now, Mig is someone who wants to talk it out immediately because he tends to overthink and things like that. And sometimes we would clash in that way. I always tell you, Mig, you piss me off here, here, and here. I'm telling you now, or else I'm going to explode. And then you do it again, and then I explode. And then you're like, why are you exploding? Let's deal with this.
I don't know.
And I'm like,
I don't want to deal with this right now.
So I guess you can say she can be understanding sometimes, but it takes time.
Who was the most toxic?
You're asking the worst questions, because we never had any of these problems, I swear to God.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know.
I think we could have been toxic if we didn't have the group of friends that we had.
I think we could have been toxic if I didn't have the patience that I had. Yeah.
Are you serious? You know what? I'm gonna let that fly.
I wouldn't call it toxic, but like sometimes you would have problems with what I wear.
It came from...
Social media.
Yes. Because I wasn't comfortable, like, with Gaia wearing certain things, showing to, like, 50,000 people.
Makes sense, I understand. It's not for everyone. But what used to piss me off, the word was that he wasn't fine with me doing it, but the people he was working with used to do it all the time.
Because I didn't.
And he used to comment on it.
I didn't love the people I was working with, care
don't
what
give a
they
shit
did.
what you
So I didn't care what they did. Second of all, I wouldn't used to comment on half-naked photos of them. I'd comment, I remember that, I know exactly what she's talking about. Oh, Madonna, I know what the worst one was. She would send me TikToks, and you would give me shit, because you would say that I'm lying, that I didn't watch your TikToks. And I remember there was one case, I was in a van traveling across France for 7 hours, and you had sent me like 10 TikToks or something. I answered you after like, I don't know, 5 minutes or something. The argument was because I answered too quickly that I didn't have enough time to see all the TikToks that you sent me. I did.
Imma kif jista' jkun ta' 3 minuti taraħ u tibgħat li wara 15 seconds.
It wasn't 15 seconds, it was long enough. But yes, that's a toxic thing about you. Okay, so I'm saying a toxic thing, okay?
I don't do it anymore, so.
Ah, great.
Great.
Thank you for the next one, guys. Trained well. Top.
Who was the most jealous? 3.
Me.
You need to say it.
Me used to get a lot of attention from guys. It was never one situation, the Halloween situation, that was a bad night.
Like sometimes I would be alone, I think about it, I'm like, what the fuck? So we were at a party and I was dancing alone. And this guy approached me and he was like, how much would you rate me from 1 to 10? And I said, you should ask my boyfriend. Then he came up and he was like, is there a problem? I remember it word by fucking word. And this guy looked at him like dead in the eyes and he said, there's no problem. I was just asking your girlfriend how much you would rate me from 1 to 10. And he lost it.
No, but then he said other things.
Yes, he just kept going. It was too much.
He was properly like trying to tell me this, and I don't give a f.
Yes.
She's your
yes.
girlfriend. I'm going to try with her.
Exactly.
Anyway. Me and Guy were having a low-level argument, and you were also drunk, by the way.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't even drinking.
Oh, sure.
I wasn't.
You weren't? Okay, then you did this sober, because that makes it a bit worse. Because she started screaming at the top of her lungs at me.
Because you were making it an issue in public. You were like, this is your fault, you shouldn't even have spoken to him in the first place. And that's where I lost it, I just left.
You don't just leave, you had the whole screaming match with me.
And then I left.
And then
Who was the most high maintenance?
Jen.
Gaia.
You.
No way!
But I'm fine with looking like a hobo, you're not.
Today, let's go on our chat of today. We're both saying literally, like, I'm saying I look fat, you're saying you look fat. You're saying you look shit, I'm saying no, I look like shit.
Like you would struggle to sometimes just understand that I don't want to come over and I just want to chill at home. If you want to watch TV, you want me to be there, you want to watch a movie together, whatever. Just so you fall asleep anyways, but yeah.
Who was the most patient?
Me, for sure.
I feel like after him, I learned how to be more patient.
That's great. I love to be a lesson learned in someone else's life. Destroys me, teaches you.
Oh. Yay.
Meg. I'll give it to you. Wait. I take it back a little bit. Because when it comes to like mood swings and stuff like that, yes, you were more patient. But when it comes to other things like driving license, job, things like that, I was extremely patient with you. I just let you take your own route, although I knew it's going to take longer, but I was like, fuck it, that's how he wants to do it, so I'm going to let him do it that way.
Who was the most clingy?
You.
Oh wait, I mean, why are you giving me these?
What do you mean?
I wasn't clingy.
You wanted to cuddle more and all the stuff.
That's not clingy.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not
But
clingy.
It's always wanting
as
to
if
be
Jacob
there.
of Island was clingy. That was...
Jen.
So for me, a partner is like someone who goes through every step with you.
Before we had this level of communication, that's also something
So
that
this
pissed
is
me
what?
off.
She didn't even ask a question.
But let's say it anyway. I used to try so hard to stop arguments.
You didn't even speak.
Because I wouldn't want to fight.
Talk. No. I would go up to him and I'd be like, tell me, what's bothering you? And he'd be like,
Why did you break up?
Oh, fuck
shit.
me. No way. Well, that's something Guy has to answer, not me.
I think it kind of ties in a bit with ambition. My laziness did contribute a bit too much.
I think you and me could not give each other what we wanted. If I come to you with a problem, I want someone to tell me, do step A, B, C, and D, you know, to help me solve the issue. You were more the supportive kind of guy. I'll be there, blah, blah, blah. I needed to help me come up with a plan.
We were both abroad. It was actually one of the worst days of my life, that day. Bologna it was, right? Bologna. Never ever got into Bologna in my life. It was freezing, raining, like. And Gaia is in the UK, in London. You are making music with your ex-boyfriend. I had booked us like trips to London and to Paris for her birthday. And basically that night she called me. It was like pouring rain in Bologna. My phone was on 5%.
5%.
I was waiting for a good 8 hours, I think, for her to message me back. Telling her, listen, surprise, we're going to Paris and London. And she basically told me, listen, long story short, she was breaking up with me. And then my phone died. And I was filming, there's like the director of Rayuna right behind me. And I said, holy shit. And I literally ran back to my hotel. And I sit there, I didn't know, with no map, drenched in rain. And I connected my phone, me crying my eyes like a fucking little bitch. She had no bad, I know that she had no like bad intentions, but it was just, honestly, the worst day of my life kind of thing.
We're arguing over the most stupid shit. So it's better to end it, keep the peace, keep our friends group, which plays a huge part in the fact that we are still talking, speaking and stuff.
Annoying about the other person.
He used to contradict me on things that just didn't need contradicting kind of thing. So something would have happened before and it wouldn't have been sorted, but then something stupid would come up and you just want to antagonize me kind of thing. So I would tell you that water is wet, for example, and you tell me, I'm like, what do you mean it's not wet? And you'll be like, I don't think it's...
Ma dik biex innigżek.
Eżatt.
Xim harmless imma.
To you? But to me it is.
Their stubbornness.
His slowness, I was gonna say, but you know, I know you hate when I use that word. You'll be cutting a carrot and you'll be like,
That's a bit too much. You're to me, you're like a short girl that's just like on adrenaline on Red Bulls all the time. You're just like speeding around doing your stuff.
it's because I am. And I get his point about stubborn.
Nah, she's very stubborn.
What attracted you the most?
Ooh, can I start?
Yeah.
It was my birthday. It wasn't the big crowd that we expected. And I was like smoking cigarettes because I was so stressed out. And he came up to me and he's like, why are you smoking so many cigarettes? Like, you seem so stressed out. You should relax, like it's gonna be fine, like just have a good time. And I was like, that's really nice because I was noticing me in my stressed out moment when no one else is.
Mine, she had a good ass.
Are you serious? I was so romantic!
He was always very sweet and very nice and very caring. I like that about him.
For me, I think how like passionate like about her goals and what she wants to do in life. She didn't care about what I was going to say, about what her mom would say, what her, you know?
Do you still love each other?
In a different way.
No, obviously in a different way.
I have a good way of explaining it. I love who you are. Now, do I like you? That's a different question. But
I love Gaia as a person, I love Gaia as a friend. You know, even when I was in Love Island, I know she helped my mom out a lot, kind of thing.
No, to say that like you don't like me, I don't get what you mean by that. If I'm being completely honest, I can be difficult, but so can you.
Exactly.
Like, let's be honest. You're not exactly the easiest person to.
And I wouldn't get offended if you say sometimes you don't like me either.
Sometimes I don't. 100%. But like in general, do I like then reflect on it and I'm like, that's just Jenny. Yeah, I do.
Thank you.
Nah, fuck you said you don't like me.
Share this video to story and tag us to win €50. Winner will be announced on Monday, 29 July.